So in this video, I'm going to be focusing on why players like Frost. Frost is a very good Warframe, but there was a time where people were annoyed with his existence, where he fell out of love, and where he kind of became obsolete by newer frames that came out. But with the augments that came out for him some time back, he became loved once again. And one of the reasons that he's loved so much still is his defensive capabilities. Snow Globe is a prime example of that. Snow Globe is not as good as Limbo's defensive abilities, but it is comparable. So while Limbo negates damage entirely by just casting it into another realm, Snow Globe has health and slows down bullets inside of the Snow Globe, but you can cast multiple of them at the same time. You can defend up to multiple targets, and honestly, the fact that it's not as big as Limbo's is almost better because it stops it from fucking with your teammates as much as well, meaning that most people would prefer Frost over Limbo when it comes to defensive missions. And then, as I mentioned, his augments at the start. One of the other reasons people like him is his augment abilities. So if you go ahead and cast Avalanche with his Icy Avalanche augment, then you gain overguard, and this counts for allies within your affinity range as well. So he grants overguard to both him and his allies, allowing for more survivability, which is always fantastic. It's not as much as Dante, but it is absolutely fantastic to have anyway. And adding on to Avalanche, if you cast it onto enemies, it also armor strips them, which is fantastic to have in high level gameplay because honestly, armored enemies are some of the most annoying in the game. So armor stripping is always very, very important. On top of that, with all of these combined, Frost's main gimmick is his Frost. So it grants amazing crowd control capabilities by just freezing the enemies. Whether you cast Freeze, Ice Wave, Avalanche, or Snow Globe and they walk inside the Snow Globe, it just grants insane crowd control capabilities by just freezing the enemies in place, allowing for easier killing of those enemies. And then, as I mentioned at the start, his augments are one of the main reasons people love him now, and if you find a Frost build, they're never without one or two augments on him. And the reason for that is, obviously, Icy Avalanche for survivability for both you and your team, or insane damage via Biting Frost, which grants 200% critical chance and damage to frozen enemies. Or if you use Freeze Force, you'll grant all allies within 15 meters an additional 100% cold damage to their attacks. Freeze Force isn't nearly as useful as Icy Avalanche and Biting Frost. These are the two main ones you'll see on people's builds, because taking up a third spot with an augment will just allow for less ability strength or efficiency or whatever you're focusing on in your build. And honestly, that's pretty much just about it. The reason Frost gets so much love now is because of his uses. He is great at defense, he's great at crowd control, he's great at armor stripping, which is essential in any game mode. And survivability is basically his second nature. I wouldn't say you can't die with him because he doesn't have immortality, but it will be very difficult to die with him once you get used to him. Essentially, while he is a defender frame by nature, with a couple augments, he turns into an extremely versatile frame, capable of being a runner and gunner as well. He is no nuking frame for sure, but he does just have an insane versatility that can be utilized even in high level gameplay, even max level. And so with that being said, that's pretty much just about it. Now, if you guys have any frames that you absolutely love or absolutely hate, even middling, I'd love to hear about them, and I'd love to make a video on them as well. So please comment down below. And with that being said, until next time.